Who in hip hop wants to see Fat Joe host the Hip Hop Awards? Who?
All right, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100, right? Fat Joe is being called the Cat King. Like, you know, he always making up stories and he never is factual and things like that, right? That's what's going on with him and Jadakiss's podcast. You know, the Joe and Jada podcast. People be saying that about Fat Joe. And a lot of times I'll be annoyed with Fat Joe, but Fat Joe is Fat Joe, and he's gonna be the way that he is. And I understand where people be like, "Come on, Joe." It's like this is actually humorous and entertaining. But this time, Fat Joe, to me, kind of hit the nail on the coffin.
I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this.
He kind of hit the nail on the coffin. Hassan Campbell blames it all on Fat Joe.
Hip hop is dead. Now we don't even get a chance to say our final goodbyes to Soul Train Awards, the BET Awards. Well, Fat Joe and Jadakiss sat down and had a discussion about it.
It was a time when it got like the Ratchet Awards and nobody was really going and this and that. And I guess with the passing of Don Cornelius, whoever was in charge of the Soul Train, I guess, I don't know, it slipped. It didn't have the same fluidity as it had other years, you know, before he passed. So now they just canceling. That's like a loss for the culture. What you say?
You want me to say? You just explain what it was. Do you want you to say?
I just gave you the thing.
I got a different approach, man.
Okay.
My approach is factual. BET, this is a form of gentrification what's going on right now. Right? So I don't know if y'all really want to ask me about this shit right here, right? So BET came up as a community station for black people, right? The urban culture. And our man, Bob Johnson, took the check. He sold it, first black billionaire, whatever the case may be. He sold it to Viacom and Paramount, MTV and them, VH1 and them. Little by little over the years, quietly, they've been firing a lot of people behind the scenes in BET, and everybody who has something to say, they've been firing them and this and that. And I know because I've been working on the BET Hip Hop Awards for 3 years. It was like the budget, not for me, but the budget just getting chopped and chopped and chopped. And last year, I debuted my single with Khaled in the VMAs, and Katy Perry still flying through the air in the VMAs. They still blowing out of the cannons. They still flying in the air. They still got all the tricks. They still got the budgets. They got, you know. And so I think in the entertainment world, I don't think I know this was like a form of gentrification. They kept underfunding them, and you ain't got no money to be creative. That's why you was watching the Ratchet Awards and all that. They ain't had no bread.
You want to know what killed hip hop? Because the BET Awards and the Soul Train Awards, that is hip hop. That was hip hop. A big part of hip hop. I don't care what nobody got to say. It was, right? Now, when you sit back and you analyze, let's do the math. Who really wanted to see Fat Joe host the Hip Hop Awards? Who? Why wouldn't they cut the budget when you gatekeepers keep gatekeeping? Who in hip hop wants to see Fat Joe host the Hip Hop Awards? Who? Did I really just say that? Yes, that's what got me in the position that I am on this internet where y'all gatekeeping it, even with the bloggers now. Most of us is being shadow banned. Our channels is being shadow banned with bots on them. so y'all could come over to our area and be pushed in the algorithm. The gatekeeping is what killed hip-hop. Now, I'm pretty sure that there was somebody that was way more eligible, way more fun, way more doper, way better music catalog than Fat Joe to be hosting the BET Awards. But you hogged it for 3 years. Isn't that what you said? For 3 years? So it's safe to say that you was the final nail in the coffin. Right? It is what it is, though.
Because he hosts the BET Awards, and he's a gatekeeper, and he is the downfall of the BET Awards in hip-hop culture. Let me tell you something, right? When Fat Joe was hosting the BET Awards, I was kind of happy to watch the BET Awards just because it was Fat Joe hosting it, because I was already getting sick of watching the BET Awards. It just wasn't the same to me, right? It wasn't the same. And I kind of like fell off with the BET Awards. Like, I'm not watching that no more, man. They bugging all these new rappers, and the culture is changing, and I started losing interest in the BET Awards. But when Fat Joe was hosting it, I would tune in because it's Fat Joe hosting it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say that part right there. I don't think Fat Joe killed the culture of the BET Awards. I think what Fat Joe was saying about gentrification and about BET, the owners sold it out to the owners of MTV and VH1. It was no longer black owned. When BET started, it was for us, by us. You know what I mean? And that's all I want to say about that right there. You know what I mean? I don't believe Hassan Campbell was piggybacking off a star. You know what I'm saying? And he got his reasons. He calls it gatekeeping, and you know, but me personally, I'm leaning more towards Fat Joe's opinion about what happened to the BET Awards. Because I was one of those viewers watching, and I seen it all happen too. Look at your hoods right now. Look at your hoods. Look at some of the most grimiest hoods in America right now are totally different now. Look at Brooklyn, New York. You get off the bus in Brooklyn, New York, it doesn't look like the Brooklyn, New York that Biggie was talking about, that Smith and Wesson was talking about. It doesn't look like that. And it's a lot of hoods in America that have been gentrified, and it's almost like the culture is changing. It changed. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Fat Joe got it on this one. That's my take. It's your God Lives from Let's Talk About It. If you agree or disagree with me, drop it in the comments.
I do this.